Yeah, what's all this?
Keep back there.
Keep back, me? Do you know who you're talking to?
I give you a last chance to leave me alone.
Give me a last chance. You've committed assault, this what you've done, and you can come along to the station with me. Come along now, come quietly, unless you want me to put the handcuffs on.
Stop where you are. You don't know what you're doing.
I know what I'm doing, all right. Come on.
Get all of him.
Lock him up.
All right, you fools. You've brought it on yourselves. Everything would have come right if you'd only left me alone. You've driven me near madness with your peering through the keyholes and gaping through the curtains. And now you'll suffer for it. You're crazy to know who I am, aren't you? All right, I'll show you. There's a souvenir for you. And one for you. I'll show you who I am and what I am.
Look, he's all eaten away.
Huh? How do you like that, eh?
Hey guys, Ed here. Hey, welcome back guys to Models and Beer. This video I'm doing my final reveal of for the Halloween group build that gets put on every single year by Models Russell Cars. Guys, every single year it's a whole lot of fun. This year was no exception. You can probably tell by the intro to this video what I chose as my build. Yes, I chose the Invisible Man. This kit is by Mobius, if I can get the glare to work with us here. Okay. And it was a lot of fun. A whole lot of pieces to this thing, but with the hurricane that I just went through, I had a lot of downtime and plenty of time to work on this, so it kind of worked in my favor, I guess, that way. Guys, the original movie for the Invisible Man was put out in 1933, okay? So it was in black and white, which kind of made it cool because you could kind of paint it up any colors that you want. There was no wrong way of doing it. You know, it's black and white, so your guess is as good as anybody else's as to what the actual colors were. So I kind of made up my own stuff as I went along with, you know, with the character himself, and I think it came out well. So let me go ahead and let's get this camera turned around and let's take a look at this. Alright guys, and here it is. Let's do a quick scan of everything and then we'll go into more detail as far as what we're looking at here. You can see there's a lot to this kit. Sorry about the shakiness guys, I'm trying to do this by hand here. And there's our Invisible Man. Alright, so let's take a look at what we're looking at here, guys. Alright, so the base down here, I painted this with a yellow, brown, and white mixture acrylic. And once I painted that, I kind of lost a lot of the detail in the boards here. So what I did to remedy that is I took a mechanical pencil and I just etched into the lines with that. Excuse me. And then with the nail holes the same way. I'm not sure if you can make that out or not. Let's see if we can get in here a little better. You can kind of see them there. And the rug down here under our table, it did have an impression of a rug on the plastic itself that you were supposed to paint, and I just wasn't really thrilled about that. So my wife gave me this fabric here, which I think kind of looks kind of spooky, right? And I cut that out to the dimensions of that circle underneath, and I dipped it in some Mod Podge water to stiffen it up, and then I glued it down to the plastic base here. And then we got our hat, the Invisible Man's hat. That is painted in a flat black and just simply glued to the base here. And our table, not much to talk about. It was a construction of 1, 2, 3, 4 pieces. And I don't know if I can get in here any lower. All right. And up on our table here, guys, these notes, I made these out of paper, and I just did some scribbling on some paper, and I gave it a wash, a dirty looking wash, just to make it look old and dirty, and maybe some stuff had spilt on this, you know. I bent up the corners a little bit to make it look like it, so it's not just flat on the table like it might be really just laying there. The table itself had an impression of notes, just as the base had for the carpeting. So I went ahead and I made my own notes, and I just glued it over top of that, okay? And you can see some of the lab equipment here. It came with a lot of this plastic, a ton of it. But it's cool looking. It really adds to the eerie, you know, monster type feel to the scenery here. And inside of these containers are lab equipment. I'm not sure what these are called. I know these a flask, or I know it's not a beaker.
Here's my assistant Beaker carrying a lighted blowtorch. He will now show you how impossible it is to ignite the fireproof paper in this basket.
But anyways, the liquid that's inside of here is actually paint that I got from a Dollar Tree, and it's a kid's making stained glass, and it's the paint that came with that. Let me show you a picture of it, guys, just in the event that you want to grab some of this and make your own. Okay, this is them here. I bought 2 different sets because they came in two different colors. And yeah, this piece here is another piece of, I didn't put anything, whoops, I can't see what I'm doing here. Hang on, guys, let me get my camera rearranged here. There we go. I painted, let me get this turned around a little bit here. This stand here that holds the end of this piece here, and why is my camera not focusing now? Okay, anyways, I painted this a gold color just to kind of break it up from the stand itself. The stand is black. And there is a stand that this sits on, and there's a Bunsen burner that's underneath that. Hang on, guys, let me get things situated here. All right, here we go. Let me see if I can give you a shot of that Bunsen burner there. There you go, you can kind of see it there. I just kind of painted that flame inside of there like an orange with a yellow top on it. Okay. And let's go back here to the bookcase, guys. Let's take a look at this. So back here we got a mouse that's coming out of, hang on, let me raise this camera. We got a mouse that's coming out of his cage here. He's escaping. He don't want to be no more part of this Invisible Man's science projects. He's going to hightail it out of there. And then here's a lot more of that glass, or it's plastic, but I mean the lab equipment stuff. And I mean, it just gives you a ton of it. Here we go, a lot of books. The books were kind of a pain in the butt. This is all one piece of plastic, guys, and you just, you know, paint each book individually is what I did there. But it gave you a mess of books. We had all of these I had to paint, and then I had these down here in this corner. We had this set here, and there's some more hiding back over here. And look at all these jars and lab equipment down here. And then our skull, check him out. Let me get him so we can get a shot at him. There he is. He was kind of cool. I took a white, and I took a tiny bit of yellow. Why is I'm losing him here? And I know you can't make out the colors with this light. But I'm going to put some pictures in at the end, and it'll give you a better idea of all the coloring and everything, because I can get better lighting with my camera. But anyways, on that skull, I just used a little bit of, I used some white, a tad bit of yellow, just to give it that old age look, and just a very smidgen of brown to kind of dirty it up a little bit. And then the eyes, I used that phantom gray, and the nose, okay? And the cool thing about this plastic stuff here is it came in 2 halves, okay? So you were able to take a half and then fill it up with this glue stuff and then glue the other half onto it, rather than trying to pour it through a top here and then, you know, it all being smeared down in the top here. So that really worked out well, that those were in 2 halves. And let's move on to our figure. Let's move on to this guy here, the main attraction, right? Let me get this camera lined up, guys. Hang on. All right, so the head here, and you can see it's got a hole, runs right through the top here. And there's another one on this other side here. There's one in the eyes. We got some down here in the neck, just to give you indication that there's an invisible man inside of there. And then also on this glove here, you can kind of see there's nothing in between here because his wrist is invisible. That's just held up by this Band-Aids here. And the Band-Aid came in 3 pieces. This piece is 1 piece. It glues to the back of the head, and then it glues about halfway into the palm here. This piece glues to the other half of the inside of the palm here, and then it goes around to the back, and it's there's a hole where it snaps into the back of the arm. And then this piece connects where this one ended and continued on around the arm here. And I painted that the head and the Band-Aids here, I painted it a white. There is like a dirty wash on it. You cannot see it because this lighting is really bright. Let me see something here. I wonder if I change the... That doesn't really seem to matter. Again, guys, I'll put some pictures at the end and we'll be able to see a lot better. His goggles here, there we go. I painted those a blue with a black lens, okay? And his jacket was painted in a phantom gray. And inside of the shirt here, guys, I don't remember the color of this. I don't even know where the paint jar is for this to even give you a color call out on it. But it's a dark, like a blue, dark blue, almost greenish, but it's just a slightly value lighter than the jacket here, which is the Phantom Gray. And I did that so that they would stand out just a little bit better. And let me lower this camera here a little bit. And then we'll get into the pants and shoes here. The pants I did in a very light brown, almost beige colored, and a lot of interest in these pants. You can see a lot of the wrinkles and things like that. The shoes I did in a brown, like a tannish brown, and the cool thing was the soles underneath were separate from the shoes. Those got glued together, and I don't know if I can get that to, if we can see that. Yeah, I guess you kind of see that. You can see where the sole is, and that was separate from the shoe, so that I was able to paint that separately without having to do any masking to get a sharp line from the sole to the shoe. I just painted each and then glued them together, so that worked out really well. Okay, so let's back out just a little bit, guys, and you can get a better view of this. And like I said, I'm going to be putting some pictures up at the end. But there you have it. I think I've covered just about everything. But yeah, it was a fun kit, guys. I really enjoyed it. It went together fairly well. I had some trouble with the arm and the ribbons here as far as trying to get the hand to line up over the sleeve here, the cup. For some reason, when I first glued everything together, this hand was over little bit too far to the left. And I couldn't understand why that was happening. But by taking and gluing, or pulling this over more and gluing this a little bit further more than I was supposed to, I just trimmed a little bit of this back and moved it over, and it moved the arm over a little closer to where it needed to be. But I did have to do a little trimming on this Band-Aid to make that happen. I'm not sure why that happened, but if you run into the same problem with your arm, it's a little too far to the left, just trim the back side of this ribbon off, and when you go to glue it to the sleeve, it's going to pull that back and it'll line it up a little bit better. So, all right, guys, there we have it. That completes my reveal. And Russell, thank you so much again for putting on the Halloween group build. I look forward to it every year. It's always a blast, and this year was no exception. So thank you, sir, for doing that. And guys, you still have time to get in on this group build if you want to get in on it. I'll link, or I'll put Russell's channel in my description down at the bottom. And I'll put some pictures up at the end, guys. And I appreciate you watching. And guys, everybody have a safe week, a happy Halloween, and I will catch you guys on the next video. Bye-bye.